happening at the JNU campus, again in the news for all the wrong reasons. Now, during a protest over Sharjeel Imam and Omar Khalid, their bail being denied by the Supreme Court, there seems to be a murderous and threatening chants that has been raised on the campus itself, including calls for Modi Shah ki kabr khudegi. Now, this comes after there was no Supreme Court relief for bail that was granted to Omar or Sharjeel Imam. That happened in the court yesterday. Meanwhile, the other 5 accused managed to get bail on several stringent conditions. Let's first play out what happened in the campus post the court verdict. Well, let's connect with Kritika and Mohit. Good morning to both of you. Kritika, murderous chants that has been reported, and that too at the JNU campus. Is the administration even aware of these developments?
Well, yes, chants of graves of both Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah to be dug on the soil of JNU. These were one of the slogans that were raised last night when the Left Unity JNU SU had called for a protest in remembrance of the violence that had taken place in JNU 5 years ago, which they say was a result of the BJP, ABVP as well as the RSS nexus. However, these slogans were also raised now, which is in fact quoting a lot of objection. Currently also, Amita, I'm being joined by JNU students. Remember, this is the time wherein the semester break is on in the campus, so a lot of students are outside. पर आप कैंपस में थे, आप बता रहे थे कि आप आसपास ही थे ढाबे के जब ऐसे स्लोगन्स किए हुए थे. एग्जैक्टली बताइए क्या चल रहा था उस वक्त?
ये कल जो JNU SU के द्वारा एक प्रोटेस्ट निकाला गया जो साबरमती ढाबे पे किया गया, उसमें इनके द्वारा बस प्रोटेस्ट का नाम देकर, हर बार प्रोटेस्ट के नाम देकर ये तमाम देश विरोधी जो ताकतें हैं उसका सपोर्ट करते हैं. प्रोटेस्ट को ये मोहरा बनाते हैं. पिछले 5-10 सालों के मुद्दा उठाते हैं, प्रोटेस्ट बस मोहरा बनाएंगे और पिछले जो जितने भी देश विरोधी ताकतें हैं उसको अपना हेडलाइन बनाते हैं. तो कल उमर खालिद और शर्जील इमाम जो एक EVPA के आरोपी है, जिसे पिछले 5 सालों से जेल में रखा गया और उसको बेल नहीं दिया गया क्योंकि वो देश की तमाम देश विरोधी गतिविधियों में शामिल था, उसके लिए वो बेल डिनाई कर दिया गया. तो उन्होंने कल प्रोटेस्ट के जरिए उस उमर खालिद के सपोर्ट में पहले उन्होंने नारेबाजी, जम के नारेबाजी की.
तो पहले उनके सपोर्ट में नारेबाजी चल रही थी जो उनका प्रोटेस्ट कॉल था, फिर क्या होता है?
और उन्होंने ये वही वामपंथी हैं जो हर बार कल जो प्रोटेस्ट उन्होंने पिछले 2016 में जो मुद्दे उठे थे उसको मुद्दा बना के इन्होंने जो पेरियार हॉस्टल में इनके द्वारा, इनके वामपंथियों के द्वारा जो लड़ाई किया गया था, JNU को जो बंद करने की प्रक्रिया थी, इनको रजिस्ट्रेशन स्टूडेंट को जो उस समय रोका गया था, उसको याद करके इन्होंने कल मार्च निकाला. लेकिन उस मार्च को कब इन्होंने फिर से मोदी और गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ नारेबाजी, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी के खिलाफ और गृह मंत्री श्री अमित शाह के खिलाफ इन्होंने नारेबाजी में तब्दील कर दिया. और ये शर्जील इमाम और उमर खालिद जो देश विरोधी गतिविधियों में शामिल था, आज हमारे सामने.
ये बताइए, आप कह रहे हैं कि ये जो नारे लगे प्राइम मिनिस्टर के खिलाफ, होम मिनिस्टर के खिलाफ, कितनी देर तक लगभग ऐसे नारे चले?
बस नारे ही नहीं लगे, कल पुतला दहन भी किया गया वहाँ पे. ये तमाम मुद्दे को बस उनका जरिया है लाइमलाइट में बने रहने का. इनकी जो राजनीति है, इनकी पॉलिटिक्स जो है JNU के जो वामपंथियों का, शर्जील इमाम और उमर खालिद पे टिका.
आप भी एक स्टूडेंट हैं JNU के, BA सेकेंड ईयर आप बता रहे हैं, तो जब ऐसी बातें JNU के बारे में बाहर आती हैं, जब ऐसे स्लोगन्स आते हैं, तो एज अ स्टूडेंट क्या आपके ओपिनियन बनते हैं?
सबसे पहला तो JNU की जो छवि खराब किया जा रहा है, हर बार जो खराब होता है उसके पीछे सिर्फ और सिर्फ हमारे जो वामपंथी हैं वही जिम्मेदार हैं. क्योंकि JNU एक देश की सबसे प्रतिष्ठित विश्वविद्यालय है. अगर उसकी छवि को खराब किया जा रहा है तो बस इन वामपंथियों की
हमारी बात हुई JNU SU के.
With that conversation, let me in fact connect with Mayank Panchal of the ABVP JNU president as well. Mayank, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
जी मैम.
जी, तो मयंक हमें बता सकते हैं कल जो पोस्ट वर्डिक्ट सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ से जो निर्णय लिया गया है उसका जो इम्पैक्ट है JNU कैंपस में किस तरह से हुआ? हमें जो खबर अभी फिलहाल मिल रही है कि प्रधानमंत्री और गृह मंत्री के विरोध में नारे लगाए गए थे JNU कैंपस में.
जी मैम.
तो उसके बारे में जरा हमें बता सकते हैं?
बिल्कुल मैम. कल जैसा आपने देखा कि सुबह में बेल की जो है वहां पर सुनवाई होने वाली थी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के द्वारा, तो वहां पर कुछ लोगों को जो है बेल मिल गई और 2 लोग जो सरगना है दिल्ली राइट्स के, उनको बेल नहीं मिली. वो थे शर्जील इमाम और उमर खालिद. ये वही लोग थे जो 2016 में नारे लगाए थे कि अफजल हम शर्मिंदा है, तेरे कातिल जिंदा है और भारत तेरे टुकड़े हो गए। ये वही लोग हैं जो दिल्ली राइट्स में भी इन्वॉल्व है, और ये वही लोग हैं जिनके लिए जेएनयू इतना चिंतित रहता है कि वहां पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट के अगेंस्ट में गुरिल्ला धावा बैठा दिया। कि गुरिल्ला धावा का मतलब क्या होता है कि हम लोग इंस्टेंट जो है वहां पर निर्णय में मानते हैं कि आपको इनको रिहा करना ही पड़ेगा। तो वहां पर कल बैठक बैठाई गई और वहां पर उसके बाद वहां पर नारे लगाए गए कि मोदी शाह तेरी कब्र खुदेगी जेएनयू की धरती पर। बड़ी शर्मिंदगी का विषय है कि जेएनयू जैसी प्रतिष्ठित संस्थान भारत में जो संवैधानिक सत्ता पर और पोजीशन पर बैठे हुए लोगों के लिए कब्र खोदने की बात करता है। पर जब कल मैंने इसकी गहराई जानी रात में, तो ये पता चला कि ये लोग किस तरह से सोचते हैं। ये इस तरह से सोचते हैं कि मोदी और अमित शाह जो है वो हिंदू है, और वो जो जन्म लिए हिंदू में, पर उनकी जो मृत्यु है ये लोग डिसाइड करेंगे कब्र खोद के। तो ये बहुत ही गहरा चिंतित करने वाला विषय है कि ये किस प्रकार के लोग हैं जो इस प्रकार की मानसिकता रखते हैं।
तो जो आप लोग बोल रहे हैं मयंक, क्या ये वामपंथी सोच रखने वाले लोग हैं जो कैंपस में या जो छात्र है, और उनकी सोच क्या इतनी हद तक आके जाती है कि संविधान के प्रति जो बैठे हुए जो लोग हैं, चाहे वो प्रधानमंत्री हो, गृह मंत्री हो या हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशन क्यों ना हो, क्योंकि द सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ द इंडिया हैज डिसाइडेड एज फार एज नॉट ग्रांटिंग बेल टू द 2 अक्यूज्ड, तो आप उनके विरोध में भी किस हद तक जाएंगे?
आप अगर हमारी बात करते हो तो अखिल भारतीय विद्यार्थी परिषद हमेशा से जो राष्ट्रवादी विचार है और राष्ट्रवादी लोग है उनके साथ हमेशा खड़ा मिलेगा, और जो लोग एंटी नेशनल और राष्ट्र विरोधी गतिविधियों में पाए जाएंगे तो उनके खिलाफ हमेशा से मुंह तोड़ जवाब देता आया है। आप देख रहे हो कि जब ये लोग बात करते हैं, ये लोग बात किस चीज की कर रहे हैं कि हम लोग जो है इनकी कब्र खोद देंगे। तो कितने स्वयं सेवकों की जो आरएसएस में कितने कार्यकर्ता है, करोड़ों कार्यकर्ता है, उनकी कब्र खोदेंगे क्या आप? क्या आप लोग जो है अखिल भारतीय विद्यार्थी परिषद के लाखों कार्यकर्ता है, तो क्या आप उनकी कब्र खोदना चाहते हैं? अरे जो डिसीजन था वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सुनाया, पर कब्र खोदने की किसकी बात कर रहे हैं कि आरएसएस की कब्र खोद देंगे, एबीवीपी की कब्र खोद देंगे, मोदी शाह की कब्र खोद देंगे। तो ये लोग अभी डिसाइड नहीं कर पा रहे कि मतलब कि लोग कब्र किसकी खोदना चाह रहे हैं, कि करोड़ों लोगों की, लाखों लोगों की, कि 2 लोगों की।
तो आपको क्या लगता है कि इसके प्रति जेएनयू कैंपस की जो छवि है वो किस तरह से सामने आती है कि जब कभी कोई भी खबर जेएनयू कैंपस की तरफ से आ रही होती है, दैट इज इन द न्यूज फॉर ऑल द रॉन्ग रीजंस? मयंक
जी मैम, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि जब से 2016 से इन लोगों के जो पहले कांड जो थे ये सब नारे लगाते थे, ये लोग बाहर नहीं आते थे। पर 2016 के बाद जब ये पूरी जेएनयू में पूरी दुनिया को पता चला कि ये लोग जो है एंटी इंडिया फोर्सेस है, ये टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग है, ये वही लोग है जो अफजल गुरु जैसे आतंकवादियों को, बुरहान वानी जैसे आतंकवादियों को ये लोग जो है महिमा मंडन करने वाले लोग हैं। अखिल भारतीय विद्यार्थी परिषद हमेशा इस कैंपस के अंदर अगर 2 बहाव बह रहे हैं,
so you are saying as a student leader you condemn these slogans that has been raised as murderous chants has been raised against the prime minister and the home minister, that too within the campus itself. मयंक, आपका बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए. Let's connect with Mr. Rashid Alvi of the Congress as well. Mr. Alvi, good morning, sir. Such kind of chants being raised and that too by students within the campus, do you support it, sir?
No, definitely I condemn it. But important thing is police has said, police knew it will happen in JNU. Then no action was taken. What is the reason? Number 2, who are they who are raising such slogans? Basically, we should try to understand who will get benefit out of it. It is BJP and Modi Sahab. Entire media will criticize it that in JNU it is happening, such kind of slogans are being raised. Who will get benefit? Definitely those who belong to RSS and Bharatiya Janata Party.
I'm sorry, Alvi sir, just once again, for a better understanding, you're saying that Modi Shah teri kabr khudegi, these are chants raised by students so that the BJP and the RSS can gain benefit from it. Whilst the Supreme Court is also being dragged into it as far as his decision is concerned in not giving bail to Khalid and Sharjeel Imam. Is this also not undermining the judiciary as far as such kind of slogans that has been raised on campus?
As far as the judgment of Supreme Court is concerned, is totally a different thing. I can discuss this judgment differently. But as far as these slogans are concerned, definitely, for last 11 years, I have heard that in favor of Pakistan slogans are being raised. Why did it not happen before BJP came to power? Why it has happened only when BJP has taken over the country? In BJP, some students, why you are not arresting them? They should be arrested. Truth will come out.
Of course, it says that the authorities there have taken note of it, and the Delhi police has also taken cognizance as they are aware of these chants that has been raised within the JNU campus. Mr. Alvi, thank you very much for joining in. As far as when it comes to politics that has been taking place on this issue, we're going to play out how the BJP too has been reacting. As you heard the Congress reaction coming in from Mr. Rashid Alvi, now we talk about these anti-Modi chants during the campus protest seems to have triggered a sharp reaction from the BJP as well, which is now calling this anti-India thought as well that seems to be immersed within the ideology of certain leaders there as far as student leaders within the JNU campus.
We are seeing how slogans have been chanted inside JNU by Congress left student ecosystem saying Modi, Shah teri kabar khudegi JNU ki dharti par. It shows that they have crossed all limits. It shows that how these people, they are the ones who call Naxalis as Shaheed. When Afzal was convicted, they said, Afzal hum sharminda hai, tere qatil zinda hai. They pleaded for Yaqub Memon. They are the ones who celebrate when CRPF jawans are killed. And now when Umar and Sharjeel, somebody who has said that the chicken's neck should be cut off, they have been denied bail. Supreme Court has found prima facie evidence against them. Then they are wishing death and they are threatening death to the Prime Minister and Home Minister. All levels have been crossed and it just shows the kind of frustration.
से इसका विरोध करती आई है, चाहे 2012 2009 में जब इन्होंने यहाँ पे सीआरपीएफ के जवानों का हत्या का जश्न मनाया था, हमने उस समय भी विरोध किया था। 12, 16, 19 पूरा इतिहास रहा है जेएनयू में इन वामपंथियों से लड़ने का और देश में बाहर भी इनसे लड़ने का। हम अपने स्तर पर विरोध कर रहे हैं, प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, हम विरोध करेंगे। हम ऐसा कोई डायरेक्ट फाइट टू फाइट में नहीं जाएगा, इसमें हम उनका विरोध करेंगे, सक्षम स्तर पर विरोध दर्ज करवाएंगे। ये प्रशासन के ऊपर है, ये मीडिया में बाहर सारे है ही है नारेबाजी जो उन्होंने की है, जो करते आए हैं हमेशा से, प्रशासन के ऊपर है वो अपना निर्णय ले क्या लेता है क्या नहीं लेता है। और भारतीय संविधान जिस तरह जकड़ रहा है, कन्हैया कुमार, उमर खालिद, शार्जिल इमाम ने भी लगाए थे, आज वो भी जेल में बंद है। ये लोग भी, इनका भी नंबर लगने वाला है, सबकी कब्र खोदने वाली। जो वामपंथी हैं, जो नक्सली हैं, वो सब खत्म होंगे। धीरे धीरे विचारधारा पूरी तरह समाप्त होने वाली है। इस देश में उनका कोई स्थान नहीं है। जो भारतीय संविधान
Mohit, as far as when it comes to such protests are concerned, is it because having a certain ideology is concerned that there seems to be following that leads up to such kind of protests? Don't they actually realize what they are saying?
Well, Amita, you see, in a democracy, you have right to protest, you have right to dissent, but giving out such slogans, raising such slogans, wishing death upon the Prime Minister and the Home Minister in guise of saying that we have the freedom of speech and expression and we are the intellects, we are the, in guise of having the academic freedom of speech and expression, making such statement, this is something which is very, very shocking. And perhaps that is why what we see that ABVP and the BJP, they have come out all guns blazing at a certain ecosystem, and the BJP has said that this is the urban Naxal that they have been speaking about, that how exactly they have captured the premier institutions of the country. They are making such statements, and also the decision has come from the Supreme Court. Supreme Court found out that there was something incriminating against Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam, and perhaps that's why they were not being given bail, while other 5 accused were being given bail. Then why such slogans are being raised against the Prime Minister and the Home Minister?
This is what the formal response to come in from the administration itself, and as far as the police is concerned, they say that they are aware of the matter, but no formal complaint has been filed yet. Well, Mohit and Kritika, thank you very much for joining in. As far as the entire issue is concerned, where did it stem from? The developments that happened in the Supreme Court yesterday. Sharjeel Imam and Omar Khalid have been denied bail yet again, and the Supreme Court says that the evidence prima facie points to their central role in planning, mobilizing and also strategic direction of the 2020 Delhi riots conspiracy. Supreme Court says it believes that the charges seems prima facie credible. While the 2 will stay in jail, the 5 other accused were granted bail, and that too on strict conditions. Now, the message from the top court was clear. Sharjeel and Omar are not like others. They cannot be put on the same footing. They were sitting at the top of the command chain, and they were not just at the peripheral facilitator. Significantly, the door to bail, however, stays shut for them at least for another year or until the protected witnesses have been examined. Now, former ASG S.V. Raju, the man who led the 2020 Delhi riots case in the Delhi High Court and in the Supreme Court, has interpreted this as an admission that the top court saw these two individuals as the masterminds. Omar Khalid, however, has said that this verdict is unfortunate.
The court has considered the role of Sharjeel Imam and Omar Khalid, and they have found them to be the main, court has found them to be the main conspirators or the masterminds, and therefore the bail has been refused to them.
कोई कमेंट नहीं है, नो कमेंट, नो कमेंट, अनफॉर्चुनेट।
कंसर्न ये है कि कुछ भी जो भी कहना चाहते हैं वही
नहीं, कुछ नहीं कहना है, जो जजमेंट आ गया वो आपके सामने है, उसमें क्या कहने की।
Now, as far as these developments are concerned, while arguing for the Delhi police, the ASG S.V. Raju had also warned. The former ASG had said that intellectuals, when they become guide, they become terrorists as far as when it comes to misusing their education is concerned. They are far more dangerous than foot soldiers on the street. Now, the Supreme Court has spelled out how there is a prima facie case made out that Omar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam posed as a threat to national security, and why the court cannot afford to look away. But the apologies, the ecosystem has been doing exactly that. For that ecosystem, these two are not right accused. They are so-called students and intellectuals who are also saying that not the alleged conspirators, but clear victims of a conspiracy. They see their religion being targeted as a communally biased government. In fact, when it comes to leaders from the Congress, Prithviraj Chavan in particular says that it is free speech that is being muscled. Yes, this seems to be like a call to cut off Assam from India by choking the chicken's neck. Qualifies as free speech for the former Maharashtra Chief Minister. Clearly a blind eye, or rather when it comes to conveniently looking away, has now been turned to the evidence in the charge sheet that has been accepted by the Supreme Court.
There is a difference between a terrorist carrying out a Pahalgam type attack and people protesting government policies on streets. If you're not going to distinguish between the two, I mean, there is no freedom of speech left in the country.
निशाना इनको बनाया है उमर खालिद शर्जील इमाम। और बात सच है कि कम्युनल एंगल से सरकार ने काम किया है।
लेकिन जितना मैं उमर खालिद को जानता हूं, वो एक इंटेलेक्चुअल है और उनका कोई अभी तक मुझे नहीं लगता ऐसी कोई इंक्रिमिनेटिंग एविडेंस रिकॉर्ड पे लाई गई है।
He does not pose any danger to the state, and to keep him incarcerated on utterly false charges is most unfortunate.
तो ऐसा तो कभी किसी हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमान ने और सेकुलर हिंदुओं ने कभी सोचा भी ना था कि एक ऐसा वक्त भी आएगा हिंदुस्तान के ऊपर जहां हिंदुस्तान की दूसरी बड़ी आबादी को दबाने की और कुचलने की साजिशें की जाएंगी।
वो स्टूडेंट था, ये सब करेगा ऐसा मुझे बिल्कुल लगता नहीं, लेकिन मुस्लिम होने की वजह से इस तरह से अंदर डालते हो और 5-5 साल लोगों को अंदर करना ये बिल्कुल गलत है।
But it seems that the ecosystem is back at it. As the reactions that you have been hearing, some are even saying that as far as the accused in this case belonging to a minority community are being targeted just because of their religion. However, the opposition seems to be slamming the bail denial to Sharjeel Imam and Omar Khalid, saying the judicial system, according to them, is broken. Pratibha, reactions coming in.
So, Amita, the Supreme Court has made some serious observations about the exact role of Sharjeel Imam as well as Omar Khalid, but there are many who are continuing to say that this is unfair, that bail being denied to them is absolutely unfair. Here is what Saket Gokhale of the TMC has gone on to say. The order denying bail to Omar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam shows a broken judicial system. Going on to say laws like UAP and PMLA have routinely been used by the Modi government to imprison those they dislike. However, that's the nature of an authoritarian state and has been under previous governments. The power to give justice lies with the judiciary. Indeed, even in recent times, SC benches have upheld principles of liberty. Several benches have also tried to dismantle the draconian provisions of PMLA hit bit by bit within their powers. Accusation by the state cannot be taken at face value. It must be proven after a fair trial. There cannot be presumption of guilt in cases like Omar and Sharjeel, where trial hasn't even begun. Sharjeel and Omar will languish in jail for another year at least, despite not having even faced a trial. On the other hand, Kapil Mishra of the BJP, who was openly seen inciting mobs during Delhi riots, is now a minister. He never faced justice. Now, as Minister, Kapil Mishra is the state. The same state has levelled accusations against Omar and Sharjeel, and the Supreme Court decided to lean towards those accusations by the state instead of following the settled principle of innocent until proven guilty. He ends by saying that a system that rewards Kapil Mishra while keeping Omar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam in jail is deeply and fundamentally broken. The Constitution is only as good as the paper it's written on. Unless its values are upheld by courts, their failure to do so represents a collapse of our democracy and society.
All right, travesty of justice, that has been the call that has been taken by leaders within the opposition. And not just that, Kritika, we have seen that even people who are sitting far off seems to be having that sympathy card or the victim card that they continue to play as far as these two accused are concerned, in a way amounting to interference and also as far as undermining the Indian judicial system.
Yes, of course. Remember, the Supreme Court yesterday had stated, while giving bail to the 5 other accused, they had said that it is only because Sharjeel Imam and Omar Khalid stand at a different footing. That is why their bail continues to be denied, and that delay cannot be used as an excuse to, in fact, always ask for a bail. This was the argument that was also being made by the Supreme Court. Now we are hearing whether it is Congress or the TMC now, they are against this judgment as well, and they feel that this is a grave injustice that has been done upon the 2 accused. We're also seeing that Saket Gokhale is also making comparisons with Kapil Mishra as well. Remember, Times Now, yesterday we had spoken to Kapil Mishra as well, who had in fact stated that Supreme Court's order only underlines the long-stated Delhi police position that this was a conspiracy months in making. And he's also appealed to Delhiites to read the search report, the probe report.
And also regime change. As far as the opposition is concerned, the ecosystem calling the prolonged pre-trial incarceration violating the fundamental principle that bail is the rule and not jail, as far as reiterating the demand for the release of all what they term as political prisoners. Well, thank you, Kritika, for that update, because the opposition, they're already having delivered its verdict. Harmless students framed in false cases denied bail because they belong to a certain community. But if that was true, then why did the Supreme Court grant bail to 5 others who also came from the same community? As far as they are all Muslims, they are all students, and yet they got bail, however, on strict conditions. Facts are, however, inconvenient for a convenient narrative. What the opposition calls as travesty of justice, the BJP calls it as an unambiguous message to urban Naxals and the right apologists, both in India and abroad. Now, just last week from New York City, the new mayor, Zohran Mamdani, and 8 other US lawmakers based out of an NGO to a global lobby swung into action demanding Omar Khalid's release, saying that we are thinking of you. Now, this call was swiftly echoed and amplified by the ecosystem back home. And when the Supreme Court delivered, it has spoken. And the BJP now today is asking, will these very same apologists apologize for their preemptive clean chits that they gave to the Delhi riots accused?
आज मुस्लिम लीग माओवादी कांग्रेस के मुंह पर भी करारा तमाचा है, क्योंकि ये इनको विक्टिम कह रहे थे। आज साबित हो चुका है कि इन दी कोर्ट ऑफ पब्लिक ओपिनियन एंड इन द कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ, कांग्रेस पार्टी जिनको बैक करती है वो प्राइमा फेसी एंटी नेशनल है, देश की अखंडता और संप्रभुता के खिलाफ है।
और बार बार जो उनके अधिकारों की बात करते हैं, मैं किसी का नाम नहीं लूंगा, तो एक बात अवश्य कहूंगा कि लगभग 50 से अधिक लोग मारे गए दंगे में जो इन्होंने शुरू किया था, उसकी जिम्मेदारी कौन लेगा? यह है कि नहीं विषय?
देखिए, देश के मुल्क के खिलाफ जो भी साजिशों का सूत्रधार होगा है, उसको कानून के तहत कड़ी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए, और उसको किसी भी तरह का सियासी संरक्षण और समर्थन मुझे नहीं लगता कि देश हित में।
So the Supreme Court there not granting bail to Omar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam, citing a hierarchy of participation, noting that all of the accused did not stand on the same footing. And remember, the victims too of the February 2020 riots that left over 50 people dead and over hundreds of them injured. Back after a short.